Good morning, folks. Bessette here with another video from the FirmU Personal Training Studios here in Houston, Texas. A private personal training studio. That means there's nobody else here but you and me. Anyway, I'd like to demonstrate one routine I like to use doing biceps, triceps, and abdominals. And I'll just go ahead and start off. What I like to do is start off with tricep push downs. Now, the weight and the exercises that I'm going to perform is anywhere from, it could be beginner, but advanced beginner, or even to advanced. Okay, so we'll start off with triceps first. Now, what I like to do is opposing muscles. In other words, your tricep here opposes your bicep. Okay, and then I put abs in between that. So it gives your arms a chance to rest while you're still physically working out and not sitting there watching the TV or talking to your best friend, okay? So, and I run my training classes or sessions like that also, so that we're never stopping. We're going from one thing to another, and then back. So opposing muscles, like chest, back, opposing muscles, quadriceps, hamstrings, opposing muscles, adduction, abduction, opposing muscles. So you keep doing that over and over in one session, and you never stop because you're not wearing out that muscle. Okay, so for triceps, the most commonly thing I see done wrong with triceps is they'll stand back like this and use their shoulders and push down, okay? That is wrong. This is a one joint exercise. The joint you want to use is your elbow, not your shoulders. If your shoulders are moving, you're doing the exercise incorrectly. Okay, you want to slightly bend your knees. That takes pressure off your back. You'll notice also that you have to engage your core muscles here because you got to plant yourself down. Okay, so it's kind of more of a core muscle than other exercises. Okay, but we're still trying to hit the tricep. What is a tricep made of? Well, tri being 3. How about bicep? 1, 2. How about quadricep? You got it, folks. 4. In your quads, okay? Quadricep muscles in your legs. Okay, here we go. So you keep your elbows to your side, always to your side, not in front of you. Pushing down, keep your head up so you can breathe well. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You want to breathe out as you're pushing down. That's what contraction is. The eccentric side is coming back up. That is where the tricep stretches. This is when it shrinks or contracts. Eccentric, concentric. What is this, folks? You guessed it, isometric, when the muscle doesn't move either way. Okay, so that's for triceps. I usually do 3 to 4 sets of anywhere from 8 to 12, or if you're trying to build muscle, 8 to 12. If you're trying to just tone up, anywhere from 12 to 15 or even 20. Sometimes I'll start off with 20 reps just to get warmed up. Okay, so now we're going to go to biceps. Okay, over here. Little dance there, okay? Keeping us going. Okay, and also you'll see that when we go directly from one exercise to another, you don't get too much of a chance to rest. Okay, so you're actually doing cardio. Now, folks, those cardio folks out there, what is the definition of cardio? Well, it's getting your heart rate higher than resting heart rate is the definition, okay? So I'm gonna use the easy bar curl, which is kind of bent, and what it does, it's a little bit easier on your wrist, okay? There's nothing easy about it, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna make it look like a W here. Grab a good grip on here. Hold it to my side. And again, when you're doing arms, standing, your elbows should always be by your sides, not out in front of you, not way behind you. Your knees should always be slightly bent. It takes pressure off your lower back. If I have the resistance out here, what's holding the resistance there is my lower back or my psoas muscle. So keep your chest up, keep your head up so you can breathe. There's nothing interesting down here. Usually people are down here looking for money. Believe me, if there's money down there, I would have found it, okay? So we're looking straight ahead and we're going, there we go, just like that. Nice and slow with control, okay? Here's a don't do, okay? Remember, the muscle works in both directions, both in concentric and eccentric. Concentric, eccentric. This is isometric, okay, and all the way down. How many times have you gone to the gym and saw that guy going, oh, and then boom, okay? He's only doing one side of the exercise, or she is, okay? This is the proper way. In fact, the eccentric side, when you're going down nice and slow like this, gets really hard, doesn't it? Well, that's because you got gravity working against you, and you have resistance when you're stretching the muscle. That's what gets you sore the next day. It's not the concentric, it's the eccentric side. Okay, so now my arms are starting to get worn down a little bit. I need a break. So what do? I find my best buddy and shoot the breeze with him. Not here at the firm. No, we go and do abs. So we actively keep working on everything that we do in here. All right, follow me. Let's go over here. Now this is not, this is for advanced or medium athletic people. I wouldn't advise anybody to do this if you're just starting out, okay? But if you want to introduce yourself to these, all you have to do is just come out just a little bit like this. Now there's an ab dolly that works pretty well also, except the wheels kind of spin around. This is a little bit more advanced. Also, you're going to use a lot of upper body strength to get yourself out here. You'll see what I mean in a minute, okay? And be careful not to go too far for your first time, because you might do a face plant, if you know what I mean, okay? So I'm pretty conditioned as far as this exercise goes, so I can bring it out, and it gets a little tough, and then that gets tough, and then you bring it all the way out here, and then pulling it back up is the hard part. Of course, I've mastered that, but it's, okay, so anyway, you wanna go down like this, and I usually get about 12 of these, and again, we're doing opposing muscles. We're doing our rectus abdominis, even your rectus femoris, which is a quadricep muscles involved, your lower back, or psoas muscle, shoulders and arms, big time. Now here's one for those super advanced people. These are sliders. Use them, furniture sliders. Buy them at any big chain store, you know, 15 bucks, get 4 of them for all 4, for your feet and your hands, if you're that strong and coordinated. But anyway, so what I do with these is kind of like the same thing here, but I use a wax on, wax off type of motion here. So I'm coming out here like this, and then pulling back in. Coming out, and then pulling back in. Okay, like I said with this movement right here is pretty advanced, and I wouldn't have too many people doing these. But it's a nice, inexpensive way to get the job done that this does here. It's about 200 bucks, okay? So anyway, what I also do in conjunction with those 2 exercises in this ab is I do another set of triceps, biceps, and abdominals. Then I repeat that whole system all over again, and that would complete 1 set, okay? So this is the second half. Triceps again. This time, we're gonna work the belly right here, the belly of the tricep. We're over there on the push downs, we're working more on the side, right here, the smaller of the triceps right here, rather than the belly right here, okay? So it goes like this. They're called skull crushers. Now, they're called skull crushers for a reason, and you'll see why. Now I'm using a Nautilus Freedom Rack here. So this acts exactly like a 45-pound barbell, and it really does have free motion. So I put my hands pretty close together, get it off the rack. I advise having a spotter on this one. Okay, keep your elbows up, and you want to come down. I come down right between my eyes, and then back up. Nice and slow with control. You don't need a whole lot of weight for this. Push myself down a little bit, okay? Up and back down, up and back down, and up and back down. Now, if you're a beginner, this is not an exercise for you, okay? This could really mess you up if you don't get it right, okay? So, let's go down here for the bicep side. And for biceps, this time we're going to do a concentration curl. Now we can do this either on a machine, which I'm going to show, or you can do it on a with free weights, like the easy bar curl free weights that I did earlier. Okay, so what we're going to do here, and I'm going to do this in a hammer curl. Hammer curl is when your grip is like this and coming up like that. Now I've got my tricep supported here, so I can't use my shoulder. That's why they call it a concentration curl. Okay, when you bring your bicep straight up like this, you're going to use a little bit more of your forearms. Okay, you can see how my bicep changes when I go like this grip to that grip. Try it again. This grip to that grip. Okay, I do this in front of the mirror all the time. I'm just kidding. Anyway, well, actually I'm not. All right, so what we do is we want to grab on like this and just pull up like that. Okay, down and up, down and up. Okay, and I usually get anywhere from 12 to 15 reps on these. Okay, this also works a little bit more of that peak right up here. Okay, that nice little peak right there. Okay, so anyway, after I get my 12 to 15 reps of this, now it's time to go back to abs. Gives my arms another break. So I repeat this over and over. Let's go over to what a new ab exercise, at least it's one of my favorites. And it may be new to a lot of you. A lot of times I don't use the machine that was actually in the exercise that was intended for. I kind of modify things. So what I've done here is I put a band on the back, and I like using bands for abs because you got resistance going both ways. Through the contraction would be this way, and the eccentric is back this way. So I tighten up the band a little bit here so I can go back and front, back and front. Now if it gets really tight, I can adjust the tension with my hands just by going down like this. Now I don't have as much tension here, and I can finish off the set. I usually get about 20 of these, okay? Now for this, the difference between this exercise and the one I performed earlier is this one's really hitting the rectus abdominis. That's that six-pack looking muscle. It's actually one sheep muscle. It's not six muscles, it's only one sheep muscle. Inside that muscle, or on that muscle, there's fibrous tissue that goes across that looks like a six-pack. That's all it is. Okay, now what I was doing over there with the rolling out and rolling back in is more of a core exercise, which really hits your back, sides, your chest, your serratises, your rectus femoris, and all those muscles. That's why it's a little bit more challenging. Here, when you're going forward, you're hitting your rectus abdominis, and when you're going backwards, the resistance is making you use your lower back. So if your lower back starts getting tight, which normally it will, it's because your lower back or your psoas muscle back there is a little bit weaker than your rectus abdominis. And most people I find, they always think that their rectus abdominis is the weak guy, but it's not. It's usually your back. So when it starts getting tight like that, drop the band and just go like this. Okay, you'll still feel it, all right? So anyway, there's some tips and tricks on my arm. I repeat, by the way, I repeat that same sequence of exercises 3 to 4 times, depending on your athletic ability and your experience with lifting weights. So that's what I do for ab and arm day. I put those together. And a lot of times I use that in my, that sequence of exercises with my clients. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for videos just like this, go ahead and hit that picture of me right there in the round circle and subscribe. Okay, so this is Ray Bessette signing out from the FirmU Personal Private Training Facility, and that's all I got right now this time.